Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Let's Intentionally Find the Bad Endings for Katawa Shoujo. That's a long title. So, um, this bad ending is where in Shizun's story, you confront Misha instead of refuse. So let's see what happens. So the the following morning, I wake up thinking that most of my time is going to be spent trying to avoid Shizun and Misha. What happened last evening still makes me feel uneasy. I thought that sleeping on it would help alleviate the feeling. I feel like an idiot for believing it would have been easy. I think about whether or not Misha might feel the same way. If so, she probably won't show up to school today. I'm considered doing the same. I'd consider doing the same, but it would be pretty suspicious, and staying inside all day in fear doesn't appeal to me. It never really has. Like I thought, Misha is in class this morning. Shizune is, but today is a busier day that than most. She gives her all what? So she gives her all concentrating on her classwork. And that means there's little idle time for her to start up a conversation with me. It's strange that I should be running from the thought of having to talk to Shizune after spending so much time to do just that. But I can't think of any other way I should feel. I had sex with her best friend. Heh heh heh. Cheated on her. Hell yeah. If I feel this way about it, cheating is bad. I do not condone that though. Alright? I do not approve of it. I wonder how Misha must feel. Just as regretful. When she came on to me, she was more depressed and sexy to start with. I can only imagine how much worse it would be now. Thinking about it like that, I want to see her again, but only half-heartedly. The other half of me is still terrified, even though I hate to use the word. It makes me feel ashamed, but I'm sure it's the only way to describe myself right now. It's not a good feeling. I spent the next couple of periods in the library, not in the mood to sit in classes for the rest of the day, but unwilling to walk back to the dorms. While I'm lazily flipping through the pages of an uninteresting historical fiction novel, Shizune drops herself into a chair across from me, pouting. I think it's sort of pointless to come to school and skip every class. Sorry, Shizune. At least tell everyone that you're sick. I'm just not feeling it today. Yesterday I was fine though. Tomorrow I'll probably be fine. Taking a sick day in the middle of the week is just too suspicious. That 24-hour flu thing or whatever won't fly. It's not suspicious. It is. I turn back to my book, but Shizune gently pulls it down, in contrast with her expression, which straddles the line between concern and anger. Is something wrong? What? You doing that with sign language? What? Is something bothering you? Because you're acting a little suspicious today, in a different way. If there is, just tell me, or I'll be mad. I'm not good at reading people. What a ridiculous thing to say after picking up the mood so easily. She is only half kidding, but there is some truth in it. After all, she can't hear tone and has to rely on reading or communicating with others. It's as if you could only ever have conversation with someone through text messages. That was to mess with you. That's to mess with you some way. Yeah, you can't really catch like sarcasm in text messages. Because I'm very sarcastic, and so is my girlfriend, and we send sarcastic messages all the time, but sometimes we take it seriously. It's probably why she stares so intently at people in order to gauge their reaction. Or maybe it's why she pushes people so hard to get them to react. I've thought about it before, but it's too hard to say for sure what Shizune's exact motivations are for anything. So, I wonder how much of that was a joke. Sometimes it's easy to tell. This time it isn't. Excuse me. Assuming it isn't a joke, it wasn't a joke. I can't tell her anyway, because it's sign language. There is enough to collect myself and lie efficiently. Nothing. I've just been thinking a lot about the student council's future lately. I believe Misha is doing the same, well, in her own way. So am I, but she isn't here today. I wish she would have let me know or something because I might need her help later today. Yours too, unless you're busy. I'm not. Thank you. I feel like I'm losing a lot of people close to me lately. I can't think of a good way to respond to that. Something reassuring and confident, telling her not to worry. I'm here for you. I'm not one of those people. Then who is? And it seems so forced. I manage a wave of my hand that seems extremely callous as soon as I do it. You shouldn't feel that way. Huh? It might be just a little sick. I might be just a little sick, not enough to go through the trouble of making it official. It's just easier for me this way. It's the wrong way. I've heard the hard way and I've heard the hard way and the right way are usually the same thing. So it's not a big stretch to say the opposite is true. Well, fine. If you say you are all right, that's good enough for me. Wait. Huh? You asked me, so I'm turning it around. Is everything okay with you? Yes. She sighs it with a moment of hesitation. After that, Shizune waits to see if I'm going to follow up on it. I don't, and she leaves. I feel like an idiot for not going further, even though I think it's better that I didn't. I've been in the library for quite a while and decided to go onto the roof for a change of pace. Fresh breeze hits me the second I open the door. This is really my favorite area of the school, I think. Then I see that I'm not the only one here. I can see a girl with bubblegum pink hair in front of me. Her back is to me, but I don't have to see her face to know who it is. I'm sure Misha is the only person in the world with hair like that. Obviously, bubblegum pink hair, if it's natural, that's freaking, that will never happen in real life. I get the feeling that I stumbled on her at a bad moment. She obviously wants to be alone, and I wonder if she hasn't noticed my presence. If so, I'll leave right now. But she has, and turns to face me. Oh, Hichan, I thought someone was behind me, but I didn't think it was going to be you. This time, you surprised me. If she's referring to her habit of sneaking up behind me and asking me to guess who it is, I've never been surprised by that. I'm surprised too, but this is good. I had something I wanted to talk to you about anyway. Huh? Not that. What's going on between you and Shizune? You won't tell me, so I'm asking you. Because you're easier to get an answer out of since the sign language that gives me the leeway to lie to her gives her a cushion against my question, so that she can more easily brush them off. When she hesitates, I push her harder. Give me an honest answer, please. It's complicated, Chan. It's because of something that happened a long time ago. I thought I could just forget about it, but it's really hard. So, that and that graduation coming up made me want to spend more time with Shichan. But Shichan is always busy now, so we've been fighting, but I'm tired of it now. Because I like Shichan? What? Are you are you a lesbian? That's fine. So do I. Wahihihi! No, no. I know you like her, Hichan. I mean, I like Shichan in the same way. What? I want her to be my girlfriend. Oh, see? She is lesbian. Or bisexual, because we just had sex with her. Okay. Makes sense. Misha closes her eyes like a condemned criminal confessing the last of her sins. In front of the executioner. If only it only makes it harder for me to think of a response, and I know I have to give one. I see. I never do. I didn't really want to come out to this school. Come to this school, Hachan. But it sounded interesting, and even if everyone hated me, at least it felt like they would leave me alone. I was learning sign language, but wasn't very good at it. Shichan was trying to get people to join the student council because it was only her and Lily. Then she came up to me. I couldn't understand her at all. But Shichan wouldn't use her pen and paper. She knew that I was taking sign language classes. I was exposed quickly. I didn't know any. That only made her try harder, and I hated Shichan and thought she was making fun of me. That wasn't the reason, though. So, I slowly fell in love with Shichan, and I told her that I loved her. Really? Look, she's not wearing glasses. It was in the student council room, you know? Then, when it was just the two of us. When it was just the two of us. I had these fantasies of Shichan staying alone in the office, trying to put everything together all by herself. It seemed so lonely to me, and so sad. I think I wanted it to be that way. That way I could be there for Shichan, and maybe Shichan would like me. Even though there is no reason for me to believe it. I did anyway. I wanted it to be true, so I was okay with letting myself believe it. Even though I think I knew. That day was really, really beautiful too, Hichan. We were done with everything, and I was looking out through the window. Even though the window, the light was so warm, I wanted to stay like that forever next to Shichan. But sorry. But then I looked at Shichan, and she had her back to the window and was still working on something, blocking out the rest of the world. The light on her shoulders, like when I put a blanket on my shoulder as a little kid, okay? Misha stops for a second as if she's trying to hold onto the image of Shizune in her mind. Shichan looked, it was like Shichan looked in a way that made me want to be with her. But it felt like it would be hard for that to happen. Wah hee hee hee! What an inappropriate laugh. That was a really long time ago. My hair was different back then, too. A little messy. I cut it because Shichan was always talking about it. Anyway, I told her right then and there I confessed. I was rejected, of course. I don't think Shizune is a lesbo. Is that a bad word to say, lesbo? I'll just say lesbian. So, I thought that that was it. Hichan. But Shichan was always trying to find me, and I hated Shichan again for it. And when I asked her why she was doing it, it was because I was her friend. Her cheeks have a hint of red in them. I wonder how much experience she had with crying. That she can't that she could keep herself from doing it so well. If she didn't pause to wipe her eyes, I might never have noticed. Having Shatan say that made me happy, but also sad. And even though she never meant to hurt me, it still hurts even now. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm back. Having Shatan say that made me okay, I already read that. Shatan has a way of manipulating people. Chan. Sometimes she wants to, and sometimes she doesn't really, but it happens anyway. And sometimes I'm just not sure exactly which one it is. And I feel doubt. I just wish that Shatan liked me instead of you. It would make it made me wonder if I was starting to hate you and Shachan. Just a little. I didn't like that. So are you thinking maybe would be better if I weren't here at all? She looked confused. The thought has never crossed her mind. God, that's not it, Hichan. I thought about it a lot these past few days, and I don't want to hate anyone, you or Shichan. It's so stupid that I ever felt like that. Isn't it, Hichan? I don't want to think about that kind of stuff ever again. And missing people and being apart from them, I'm tired of it, and I don't want to think about it anymore. I already did, though, so I'm still really the worst kind of person. I wasn't thinking that it would be better if Hechan would have never come to this school. I was thinking I was thinking, wouldn't it be better if I just died? What? You freaking suicidal person. After all, I've even done something really terrible now. Unforgivably terrible. Misha presses herself harder against the fence, as if she's hoping to slip right through it. Don't be stupid. I'm surprised by the tone of my voice. Sorry. I realize I hate it when I'm feeling regretful over anything. Even so, it's impossible for me not to end up regretting something. Yesterday I did a stupid thing. That's probably part of the reason why I'm here right now. So I could figure out if I could maybe make it right somehow. Do you ever feel that way? You said you've done some terrible things. You could try fixing them. Chan, it isn't that. I know that she's thinking that I'm saying this more for her than for her. Oh, more for me than for her. No, it's not. I just think that killing yourself is the biggest regret a person could end up with. Huh? Hey Chan, you're so dramatic. Whether she was serious, I'll never know. I don't try to find out. As she lets out a sigh and closes her eyes as if going to sleep, I feel that the dangerous mood I was picking up from her has passed. The door behind us opens, the sound only barely able to heard ambient breeze. What? Only able to be heard over the ambient breeze. Whoa! I've been looking everywhere for you two. Is this some secret meeting? She walks over to us, leaning against the fence against Tamisha, as if she needs to stop and catch her breath, before pushing herself off it and continuing. I'm bored sitting in the council room every day now. Whether without either of you ever coming by. Taking some time off is fine, but this is too much. Normally Misha and I would be jokingly making excuses for ourselves at this point. This time, there's only silence. Shizune, only expecting resistance, is thrown off balance by the lack of it. A few seconds pass in uneasy silence, which Shizune breaks with an ear-shattering snap of the fingers, smiling as if she said, Eureka! Let's do something together. Like what? Anything. We should go to the student council room first, and then figure it out from there. That seems like a trick to get us to do work instead. Very funny. It's not a trick, I promise. It'll be something fun. Mr. contrasts the Jedial smile on Shizu's face with a lowly expression on her own. If Misha is really jealous of me for stealing Shizune away from her, then it'd only make it worse if all three of us were together. I imagine it'd be like rubbing salt in an open wound, so I get the idea to let them spend time together. Hold on, guys, I'll be right back again. Okay, I'm back. I'm not so idealistic that I think a single afternoon to themselves will solve everything, but it might help. It seems like the better option than going with them, because my presence definitely wouldn't help at all. You two can go have fun then. I'm going to bed early. Are you sure? It's barely past lunch. I told you I don't feel too good today. I think I'm coming down with something. I thought you said excuses like that won't work. She asked me there. It's okay, but refusing someone's invitation is rude. I'll expect you to make it up to me. Shijun turns around and smiles at Misha and starts sighing something that I can't see. I assume it's along the lines of, it looks like it's just going to be the two of us. That's good. Okay. Well, we go into another act even though... Huh. Well... Only a day later, the weekend has already arrived, and I drop a heavy stack of books on the librarian's desk, not meaning to slam them, but they weigh so much that it happens anyway. Yuko bolts out of her chair with enough force to dislodge the glasses. She barely holds on to them. Oh, hi. Oh, hi, guys. Sorry, I'm here to return all these books I was supposed to. That's great, but I wish you had brought them back sooner. It wouldn't be a problem if the library had more copies of everything, but it doesn't, and they act like that's my fault. They? Other students. They can be, pretty pushy. Sorry, it just kind of slipped my mind. It's been a pretty rough couple of days. Oh, I suppose you don't want to talk about it. Yuko meekly turns to the task of logging all the books I brought as returned, treating them with extreme care and precision like she's a bomb disposal technician, rather than a librarian. Over the past couple of days, I've been thinking about something Misha said. Of course, I thought about everything she said, but one thing in particular keeps coming back. She talked about how she didn't want to miss people or think about being apart from them anymore. Then I recalled those words. They stopped me cold, like a sharp slap across the cheek. It was just a few months in just a few months we'll be graduating. Bisha and Zune will were nearly inseparable, but after graduation, they might never see each other again. I wonder if that thought is what started all of this. If Misha were to try and talk to Shizune about it, Shizune would likely Shizune Shizune likely wouldn't think about it at all. It would sadden her, and for that reason she would try and toss it away. For someone like Shizune, who is so quick to suppress her worries, it would be easy. Misha turned out to be more sensitive than she seemed. It would have crushed her even more so because Shizune's reaction could come off as pretty cold. I don't know if that's how Shizune handled it, but it seemed likely and I can understand why she would act that way. I can also understand why Misha would be troubled by the thought of drifting away from someone who is such an important part of her. I'd never thought about graduating until that moment. Then I began to think things like, has it really only been less than a year? I started thinking of everyone I've met, Not only Shizune and Misha, but everyone else. They were fond they were fond thoughts. Then I thought of losing them. Suddenly I could understand Misha's anxieties. It could be nice to talk to someone about it. Actually, I kinda want to. With whom? I could see an obvious tinge of apprehension in her voice. With you? Really? Are you sure? Why me? Because you're an adult. That's it? That's wincing. She fidgets a little in her seat, trying to get comfortable in a pretty uncomfortable looking way. I guess this means she's okay with it. Is it hard being an adult? Yes. I don't think it's that odd. I don't think I'm that old. Though it's surprising that students now, like Shichan or Shizune, and you, wear stuff like perfumes or cologne. I never did. I still don't use them. By the way, you're not wearing your grape cologne today. What? Yeah, it wasn't working out for me. Oh, that's good. I thought the same thing. Sorry. Yuko looks genuinely sorry, and I feel a pang of guilt. I smile despite myself. A tiny lie like that can come back to bite me in the butt. For Misha, trying to conceal how she felt in order to put on a happy face for Shizune. For so long have been crushing. What? Someone I know brought up that we're going to be graduating, and I realized that I never thought about it before. I feel stupid that I could go so long and never think about these things. I've met a lot of great people, and I've never thought about what it's going to be like to graduate and maybe never see them again. There are still ways you could keep in touch. Yeah, I guess. I feel childish, I know. I know everyone is going through the same thing, probably. I bet you hear this kind of problem a lot. No, I haven't been working here that long. I worried about the same thing when I graduated from high school. I didn't go to school here, though. I also miss my friends. And I wish I kept in touch with them better. I should have tried harder. Yuko isn't really helping me feel better, and she clams up quickly when she sees it on my face. I don't want to look back and have those same regrets. I wonder if Shizune ever thinks about that kind of stuff, because she goes on sometimes about how she doesn't want to live with any regrets. Wow, that sounds impossible to me. I nod, only halfway wanting to agree. Even so, I think that is kind of admirable too. Kind of brave, don't you think? Brave is a new way to put it. Yuko shakes her head insistently. It's true though, and also kind of intimidating. Jeez, you shouldn't be intimidated by high schoolers. I'll try. She turns away to start folding a sticky note over and over. Pretty idle behavior for a university student. But more importantly, I wonder if I said that wrong. I said the wrong thing to her. Being around Shizune for so long, I can't stop reading as much as I can into every moment of silence. If Yuko were the type of person who didn't get intimidated by high schoolers, it probably wouldn't be so easy to talk to her. It's all too easy to want to shed some negative quality of yours. When I think of everyone I know, it's those qualities that I like the best. I don't think I really regret it. I thought as long as I could remember the good times, that was enough. I don't know. Sorry. I noticed a couple of students starting to trickle into the library and decide that my time is up. No, that was helpful. I feel like two of my friends are fighting because one of them is taking the fact that we might not see each other again after we graduate really hard. Another is probably being stoic about it, which only makes it worse. I don't get how I'm supposed to handle this kind of situation. It doesn't seem like that kind of problem where I'll have to end up taking a side, but it could turn out that way, and then I have no idea what I'm going to do. You should tell your friend, tell them they shouldn't fight. I know, fighting is bad. It's not Shizune and Misha, by the way. Okay, I wasn't really thinking that though. How embarrassing, even though I knew it would be. I still feel my cheeks redden. And even so, I still said something so transparent and blatantly a lie. But it could be that sometimes that is the right way. Do you have any books about people who have to make hard decisions? We have a lot of self-help books. It's funny that I can find that surprising. Because I wouldn't have it only a few months ago. I meant about, not for. There aren't many, right? Yes, not many, I mean. Though I feel a bit apprehensive about it. I want to talk to Shizune. I don't understand why I feel nervous about it. And that disgusts me a little. I don't know how long this is gonna take, so I guess I'll stop here. And next time we'll continue with let's I don't remember the title, so next time we'll just continue from here. See you guys later.